Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different today. As you can see, I got myself a Gundam kit. I have a marker, diagonal cutters, and an X-Acto knife. And I'm not at my hobby bench. I'm up at Lake George, upstate New York. And I did some hiking yesterday, so my knees are not too happy today. So I figured I've been proofreading and walking, and let's do an experiment, try something different. So went to Hobby Lobby around here. I picked up this stuff and gonna try to do a build. So it's like a pretty neat Gundam kit. You know, obviously these are pressed together, so it's just a matter of getting the parts off the sprues, doing the cleanup, and the marker is for some panel lining. And as you can see, this guy should build up looking pretty neat. I'm not into the green foot thing, but you know, in my days in hospital life, I saw enough real green feet, so I'm not building a model with a green foot. So there we go. And he seems to have quite a bit of articulation going on there. So I'm gonna crack this box open and see what we have in here. Alright, so in typical Gundam style, we have all sorts of multicolored pieces. We got some clear parts, beam sabers, some polycap pieces. Of course, these moldings are always super crisp, which is one of the things I love about building these. This all looks to be as typical. Like I said, very nice and sharp. And I have to admit, there's actually more in here than I even thought would be in the box, including the giant green foot. But as you can see, nice color separation in there. And then, of course, we have our instructions. I just saw one little bit of decals, but that's okay, since I don't exactly have water. And typical Gundam instructions, nice and neat, and some more images. So it looks like we can build this with a red or a white head. I will be building with the white head because that's so very Gundam. Alright, gonna get started. Okay, so continuing with the build. I'm actually at the desk in my hotel room. So, got legs, torso, waist unit, upper body. I would film putting it together, but being that I'm at a hotel, my camera mount is one of my hands. So, yeah, gonna have to do that off camera. So, gonna get this guy together and then do his weapons, and he should be all set. So, this is why I love these Gundam builds sometimes, because you can really have a nice, fun, enjoyable build. And I have done this with exactly 3 tools, and even the marker really wasn't even necessary. I just brought that in basically to serve as a panel liner to bring out some of the details on the Gundam. So let's get this guy together. All right, quick pause. All right, so here he is under some more direct light and looking pretty good. It is the classic Gundam color scheme. You know, we got our whites and our blues and our reds and our yellows, but I guess if you're not into Gundams, you know, it'll all look the same, but for those of us who do enjoy building them and appreciate the differences, I like the way they did the color separation on this guy. So he's looking good. All right, time for final details. Okay, so assembled and panel lined his backpack, his beam saber, and a spare beam saber, or can go 2 beam sabers. One of the things that's pretty neat, and I don't think I mentioned in the beginning, but this is the Blazing Gundam. All right. Because, as with a lot of Gundam kits, they are multi-purposed for different variants. We have quite a few leftover pieces. So you could do different feet, you could do different shoulder cowls, you could even do a different backpack, leg cowls. Now these wings, if you want to call them, that are radiating out, you'll see a number of those pieces. I believe this kit is also purposed for the Burning Gundam, which of course I've built. That's how I know. But the Burning Gundam has those on its backpack. Here's the other beam saber. Some different plates for across the shoulders, I believe. Different head. But the reason I'm pointing this all out is of course the crazy green foot, the red head, if you wanted to build the kit with the red head. As I said, I like to do the white, but these are all great pieces to hang on to as spares. We have some more of these claw pieces that are like on his foot, the different hands. Now, because I'm in a hotel room upstate away from my house, I'm leaving all the spare parts on the sprues, and I will section those off later when I get home. But what I was going to say was, if you want to do some variants when you build your Blazing Gundam, you know, you have those extra parts that come with it. And hey, as always, it's your model. You can build it as you want to have it. So if you want to do some different color variants, it's pretty obvious which pieces would go where to substitute in, and then you'd be good to go, and you'd have your own individualized build. So I'm going to put my guy together, do his final thing. Now, one thing I should mention, yes, I sliced open my thumb. So the X-Acto knife I use at home is rather dull, my general purpose knife that I use. I do have one that I keep that is super sharp, which I use for trimming decals and other tasks where I need a super fine blade. But routinely the blade I have is actually somewhat dull, and I like it that way for exactly this reason. Because I do a lot of whittling to clean up my parts. I don't want to slice my thumb to pieces. And I bought a new knife because I'm away. I didn't have my knife with me. And unfortunately, I was only a few steps into doing the torso. And well, that speaks for itself. So what can you do? I'll be filing my disability papers. All right, so. Okay, so the only other thing I might do with this when I get home is do a little touch-up painting, maybe the red inside the nozzles, maybe do them in gunmetal. The figure himself, I think he's pretty cool. But on second thought, you know, I might just leave him exactly as he is, as a memento for my vacation build. So I'm going to put that on and get a picture or two of him here. And then probably tomorrow I'll take some pictures of him down by good old Lake George to commemorate the build. So let's put this guy together. All right, and there it is, the Blazing Gundam. All set in a good old Gundam action pose. Got his forearm blades or wings or whatever they are out and ready to go. Beam saber. Got the lookout hand sticking out there. Pretty cool. Looking pretty cool. So, I will say now, as usual, thank you for watching. If you have not already, please do subscribe, like, hit that alert button, and all that good stuff. I will say now, please excuse the handheld camera work here, but as I said, I did this as like a guerrilla build. You know, Guerilla, not Gorilla. You know, just on the fly, on vacation here. Had a couple of days away by myself, and like I said, did my hiking, did a whole bunch of proofreading. I wanted to do something else, and I just figured, hey, why not do this? Just for terms of reference, no, I did not spend my whole vacation building a Gundam. No, all told, even with my klutzy thumb that I sliced up, and there it is. Even with my klutzy thumb sliced up and not having my regular tools, or diagonal cutter, just using the sprue cutter, just using a little diagonal cutter. Certainly the cleanup was a little more time consuming than usual, but all in all, I mean, 3 hours, and look at this. Hard to argue with that. So, and that's one of the many things I love about these kits. Quick builds. I've said before on other Gundam builds, it's always good to have one of these stashed away for like a rainy day or something like that, or maybe you don't want to go crazy with painting and all this stuff. You just want to take something out of the box, build it, and maybe in a day or two, a weekend build, certainly you want to have something neat to look at when you're done that certainly has a nice shelf presence. It's hard to beat these guys. So with that, going to wrap this up. Yeah, and I'll have some pictures down by the lake tomorrow. The colors will probably look better under the sun. Okay, so that's it. And like I said, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, like, all that stuff. And in the meantime, as always, enjoy your hobby and your builds. Alrighty. Goodbye.